that's why I don't box myself in when it comes to music, because I want to be able to reach different people, you know, and I think that's the beauty of music, is that you can reach multiple people.
Let's go behind the lines.
Welcome to Behind the Lines, the show where we dive deep into the minds and the music of the independent artists. I'm your host, Serene.
And I'm Bunny.
And today we are here with an R&B legend.
Okay.
I like
Breazelle.
that.
You are. I'm like, girl.
Thank you.
So,
you.
yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, how did you get your start in music?
I mean, I've always sang, and like the traditional sing in church, choir, and all of that. But in the music industry, I started at like 17. I worked with a guy who used to be in the group, Guy. Oh, I'm not going to say his name. People can do their own research. But that's kind of like where I started. So like my experience being in the studio, recording, doing stuff over and over again, and just also introduction to like record labels too, being shelved and all of that. Like that kind of like happened at 17. And then I kind of like took a long hiatus after like 19, because I just wasn't ready for what the music industry is, you know?
Yeah, that's fair enough. What made you kind of like get back into it after you took that break?
I always say that music and I are like in a relationship. Like we break up and then we get back together. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's just real toxic, meaning I'm neglectful. But it's always there. It's always there waiting for me. It's always like letting me know, like, I'm here if you need me. And it's just a place I feel like at home. So I feel like no matter how long I take a break from music, I always come back to it. It is like my safe space, you know, it's just what keeps me going.
So did you kind of like start off with more of like the songwriting aspect or more of the singing aspect of it? I mean, you said you've always been singing, so I'm guessing it was like the singing aspect and you kind of went into songwriting later on.
I mean, well, as a kid, it's just like you're just singing in choir, but like more so into my artistry, I journal a lot. I've always like I was the kid in the car in the back seat while my siblings are all arguing and I'm just writing on paper. So I actually still have like songs, quote unquote songs that I was trying to make when I was like probably like 13 years old, like trying to like make a song. I don't know.
Do you remember any of them?
Oh, heck no. I mean, if I could pull the paper out, I probably could have it like come to memory. But yeah, it's I've always been expressive in like words, you know.
Yeah. So you said that you had an experience like with a lot of record labels and stuff like that. So what was that kind of like? Because I mean, I've been doing music for a little while, but I've never had any sort of experience with like record labels or anything like that. And from what I've heard from anybody who has been involved, it's always been bad.
It's smoke and mirrors. It's smoke and mirrors. I think now people probably can like relate and understand and believe artists when we say a lot of it's fake, you know, because people are understanding social media and how advertising works. But like for me, I want to say 18 when I was offered a record deal, and I thought, I mean, when you're a teenager, you're just like, I've made it. Like, it's done. I'm going to be a star. But that's not how it works. You have to create music. They have to like it, first of all. And then there's a process for it to come out. And if you're not, like, at a specific level that they want you to be at, or if their focus is somewhere else, you will be shelved. You will be just sitting there waiting, and you're still under contract, you know. Also, you know, for women, young girls in the industry, it's not the easiest place to be. There's no HR department that protects you. There's no person in the room advocating for you when it comes to like your look, when it comes to what you're singing. Also, it's very much like you are a product. You just happen to be human.
Yeah.
So yeah. I found it's best for me to stay independent until I have like the power to like sit at a table and make my own demands, you know.
Yeah.
And again, having a record deal isn't the biggest deal anymore.
Yeah,
It's not. So
definitely
I don't think that should be anyone's goal anymore.
It seems like it's a lot more liberating
Yeah.
to be outside of a record label at this point.
Yeah, it's freedom. You get to have your own identity. You also get to make the music that you want, and there's no limit on what you can create on top of like what you can put out, you know.
So speaking on identity, how do you feel like you've been able to kind of craft your own identity in like through your music? Like how did you make your artist brand?
Oh, do I have a brand?
I feel like you definitely have a brand.
Do I? I don't know. I have a brand. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I stay to me, to myself, and what I like is what I like. And it's very hard for me to deviate, and that can be a good thing and a bad thing sometimes. So I'm this person. So in therapy, I had an awakening moment where I realized that everything surrounding me is a product of my choices. So if you go to the store, you gravitate towards something, you pick up something, and now you take it home. Everything in your home is that.
Yeah.
They're your choices, your couch, your silverware, your pictures on your wall, like your comforter. It's all you.
Right.
So I think the clothes I wear, the hairstyle, the way I do my makeup, the choices in music that I listen to, the artists, like it's just a mold together of Breazelle. Like I don't think I'm actually even trying to like again have a brand and just being myself in a sense. And I feel like that's like evolved as I'm evolving.
Yeah.
You know?
That makes sense.
That you're staying true to yourself.
Exactly.
I think that's really important because I feel like if you allow somebody to try to like change your image, I feel like people are going to see that like it's not you staying true to yourself. So I think that's really, really amazing that, you know, you made the choice to be independent so that you could remain true to yourself because a lot of people might not.
Yeah. Early on in my like career in making music, it was like I was working with producers that wanted me to make what I would call popcorn music. So it's just like, just make a catchy phrase and let's just record something. Don't sing too much, just talk. And then I'm just like, it doesn't feel, I'm not feeling it. And, you know, I want to have a feeling. So like the new music I'm working on is more geared towards like my heart, my emotions, my thoughts, my true like being, you know.
Yeah.
Popcorn music. I love popcorn.
Popcorn. You love popcorn or popcorn music?
Yeah. Popcorn.
Popcorn. Kettle. Look.
Hungry. No,
Kettle.
I'm like extra buttery. Extra buttery.
So you're at the movies all the time.
You know what? I hate going to the
funny.
movies.
When are you eating popcorn? Just at home?
I be buying, the microwavable popcorn.
Okay,
I have
alright.
like a giant pack I always get for Target. That's like the number one snack I get. Shockingly, I didn't get it today because there's no microwave in here. So
You can get the one that's like already popped, you know? You don't like that? Okay.
No, already
no
popped
smart
popcorn
pop for me
versus
or whatever the hell it's
popping
called.
is different.
Exactly.
It's different for sure.
Now I'm the only one out here. I'm like, I like it. I like the smart food one. The one that's like the one with the white cheddar on it. See that's why. Because I'm like, that's like a whole different vibe. Because I'm like, that's like the
thank
only
you.
one that I like, that or kettle corn. But then like, I don't like the pre-popped ones that have butter. If it has butter, I'm like, it needs to be popped in the microwave.
I do like the. I think you get it like during Christmas, like the caramel ones.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I
those
like those.
Yeah,
are
the kettle
good.
corn.
Oh, is it kettle
It's
corn?
kettle corn.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the only way I
call
really
it
like
caramel.
popcorn unless
Caramel
it's
popcorn.
unless it's popped in the microwave. Kettle corn. Those two.
I did not know it was kettle corn. Wow, mind blown.
Learn something new every day.
I'm done.
So who are some of your influences, do you think?
Artists.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm a '90s head. So any '90s song that's gonna come on, I'm gonna know the words. So I'm gonna just do engulf '90s, but like pinpoint vocally, Brandy, Vocal Bible, Tamia. We have similar tone, so that you can just tell who I listen to. But when it comes to, I feel like artistry, I feel like I've been within the last 3 years, kind of like expanding and listening to like new artists. And that just shows like their authenticity and it not being like mainstream.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna butcher her name, but Nao or Nao.
Oh yes, I have no idea how to say her name. Like Nao, yeah.
I love her.
I never said it out loud because I'm always like, I don't know how to say it.
I love her.
Yes.
There's also other artists that, again, if the song comes on, I'm gonna sing along with it. But I just listen to stuff on repeat. I also listen to a lot of jazz.
Okay.
I need my moments where I can just be at peace, and it's not words, it's not Instagram, TikTok, or TV. I just can just kind of like be. Also makes me feel like cozy in a way. Like it doesn't matter what day it is or what season. So I love jazz, and also jazz. I feel like there's a freedom in jazz. So it's like vocally, you can choose where you want to go if you were gonna like sing jazz. So yeah, but I didn't give you many artists, but
No, it's all good. Have you done like any jazz singing yourself? Like I know like I listen to jazz and I've been to like a couple jazz concerts, but I've never attempted to actually sing jazz myself.
I think that my new music that I'm going to put out leans a little bit more towards jazz. And I think that's just because of what I've also been like really allowing myself to listen to. But 90s R&B has a jazz like feel. Like if you really pay attention to it, like Mary J. Blige, like there's jazz in there. It's a lot of like New York, Harlem, like it's that it's just under there, you know? And a lot of things just derive from it. So, but I would love to like scat and do like a whole jazz section like at a show.
So fun and like freeing, like
Because there's no rules.
yeah,
It's just you can go wherever you want to go. You
yeah.
know?
It's really like you just like feel the music and anything that comes out is what comes out.
Yeah, like Miles Davis, I think he was an artist that said, he would have new artists play with him, and they would probably like be like really scared. I love documentaries, so down to
Put
send
me
a
onto
documentary.
some, because I've been getting into them recently, and I'm like, I need more documentaries.
No,
Like,
I
why
love
did I not-
documentaries. Because I guess you get to like see. Like, we know the end result. Like, we
Yeah.
know that they made it. We know, whatever their struggles were publicly, but we don't know the private stuff. So I love documentaries because it lets me know I'm not by myself in my process, and that I'm not the only one that had to go through things in order to get somewhere, you know? But Miles Davis, like, he had, like, new, younger artists play with him. And, of course, they're honored to play with him. And they would be like, so where's the sheet music? And he's like, no, just play. Just play. And so you just have all these artists in their own craft playing notes and just feeling and vibing off of each other. And it's like, a jam session. And it sounds great because it's not wrong. It's just from its internal expression. Yeah.
Get me excited. I've been like trying to go to some jam sessions recently, and I'm like, I really need to go because I've never actually been a part of one of those like sessions. And I hear about it, and I'm always like, that just sounds so cool.
I want to go. Take me with you.
Yes, I'll let you know when I go. Yes. Yeah, it seems really amazing. Apparently they're all around here. I mean, it is LA, so I'm not surprised. But, finding them is a whole nother thing. But, yeah. Well, so I know you had like a couple songs that were on a soundtrack and for a movie soundtrack. And I just wanted to know like what that process was like. Like I have no idea. Yeah, like what movie, like how did all this work out?
That process was very much how I don't know, I feel like how people would expect it to be nowadays. But when it happened, it was kind of like new for me. The director reached out to me on Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah, he reached out to me on Instagram. I think my engineer at the time, our producer and engineer at the time, Davis Chris, we had recorded a new song. And it was just like a snippet of like us recording this new song. It was very upbeat. And I posted it on Instagram, and he DM'd me and commented like we need to talk. And I'm like, okay. And so he liked the song, but he wanted a different version of it. So There's a different version of it that's on the soundtrack.
Oh.
So, and then he's like, do you have more? And I'm like, I can make more. Like, what do you mean? So I gave him 3 songs for the soundtrack, and that's alongside Don Richard from Danity Kane and Willie from Day 26.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that's how that happened. I was like, me? With them? Okay, cool. Yes.
That must have been so exciting.
It was exciting. And then my mom, I don't know, I wasn't in town, but my mom went to the premiere for the movie. Oh. Yeah, so it was really cool.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh.
Can we know what movie?
The movie, don't do that. Hold on. Pause, cut. It's called Kinky, damn it. Because I forgot. It's called Kinky. It's Kinky. Kinky. The movie is Kinky. It's Kinky, guys. It's Kinky. Oh, yeah, my brain, I couldn't process for a second. I know the movie is Kinky.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So that must have been really exciting, like watching it actually and like seeing or hearing your music in it.
Yeah. I mean, again, still like, also too, like the fans, like from, like, I'm like, because you have like your people that follow you on Instagram, but then to watch people follow you from a body of work that you're doing and them listen to like that song in particular because they found it there, it's just cool. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so okay, I can reach these kind of people, that kind of person. And like, that's why I don't box myself in when it comes to music, because I want to be able to reach different people, you know? And I think that's the beauty of music, is that you can reach multiple people.
Yeah, definitely. So I actually want to talk about your latest song. I watched your music video and I just, you are such a creative person. I don't even know how to like word this question because there's so many questions, because I'm like, it was so good. And I know you creative directed it, and like, what was that like kind of like just, you know, deciding, was this like the first type of video that you had done like creative direction for, or was this something that you're like used to?
This was not my first, rodeo. Most of my music videos, if not all, I'm creative directing. So the way I write songs, I already have a vision in my head. So by the time I've recorded it, I've heard the song in my head so many times that I already have the music video. And once we get to the video shoot, I just want it to be over. Because I just want it to be over. I've heard the song so many times. I've recorded, I've played it so many times. I've thought about the concept so many times. Like, I want it out of my head.
Yeah.
Like, so that's how long it sits in my brain. So yeah, like, I mean, I've, in the quote unquote 9-to-5 world, you know, I'm a creative director. That's been my job since I left college. Sorry. But yeah, creative direction has always been my thing. And so that's like looped in fashion, it's looped in like visual arts and everything. So that, I love that part of it. Like, once the music video happens, I'm like, oh, we are near completion, guys. It is almost over. Next song. Like, that's what's happening. But you know what's cool though? Now, since TikTok is a thing, you don't really have to do full music videos anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so I wanted to do something quick, easy, simple, and I wanted to really like focus on colors and art and fashion. That was like my goal with Don't Blame Me.
Yeah, because you definitely did. Because I remember like looking through your Instagram and seeing the art portion of it. You made the album cover, like you actually painted it. And I was like, oh, so she's a creative director, she's a singer, she's a painter. I was like, this girl can do it all.
Creative.
I have a lot to express. I carry a lot, okay? I gotta get it out. No, the cover, I wanted it to be authentic to just where I was at the time, in full transition of like discovering myself, becoming like unapologetically myself, and just being true to that. And so the cover art it's not me, but it's me. And she's looking off to the side, And it's just kind of like I've always hidden myself. You know, if I'm not comfortable, if I don't know you, I kind of like hide away. And, but I'm filled with so many things. And so the paint, it's just like all of my emotions, all of who I am. And it's just so much, you know. And so I wanted it to express that. And then the song Don't Blame Me, how it correlates is like, there's just, I have a lot of love to give, you know, and I just trying to find where to place it, the safe places to place it. But I'm also very assertive and, you know, it's just like so much happened. I'm also, you know, sexy. There's a lot going on. So I just wanted to like, it was my smooth transition for what's to come, you know?
No, I absolutely love that. And I just, you know, still on this music video for Don't Blame Me because it was just so good is the dresses. So iconic. I was like,
thank
oh
you.
My gosh. When I was like, I saw that you actually made them yourself. Like, I was like, incredible.
So I went to school for fashion.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, again, I'm very particular and I have a vision. It's in my head and I can't get it out. And I kind of like look at it like this. If it's in my head, it's possible. I can have it. It just may come about in ways that I don't know. And most of the time with clothes, I will hunt down a look and it will happen. I don't care. But if I cannot find it or the things I'm finding just don't quite add up, I will make it. That's just because I'm going to get what I want. Like at the end of the day, I'm going to get what I want. And so that's what it was for that video. I just couldn't find anything like what was happening in my head. So it took me 3 days to make both looks.
That's it?
Yeah, 3 days.
But that was fast. I was like thinking like 3 days per look.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
3 days per look.
Oh my God.
I mean, 3 days together, like the dress
yeah.
and then the bodysuit, 3 days.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I can't even, I mean, I've made clothes before, but it always took me like forever. I have like no background in fashion. So half the time I'm just like measuring things on my body and being like, I don't know, that seems like it could work. But yeah, I can't imagine that. It's just mind blowing. Do you think that like you would ever start making like clothes for other people?
I want to.
Yeah.
I have a brand called Vanier, and that's another thing that has just like followed me around since like middle school. And that's the reason why I went to fashion school, went to FITM. It's more of like the process and all of the things to kind of like get it started. But I'm in the process of creating a line, and so I can produce it and put it out. Like that is the goal. I'm so excited. That is the goal. That's what I would love to retire me forever. I want an empire.
Hey, I'm going to be looking out for that because I look at, like, it's just, I love that dress so much.
Thank
I
you.
want it.
Thank you. Noted. Because I'm like, I don't think people would buy this. I'm just.
Oh, no, I would definitely get that. I mean, I don't know where I would wear it, but I would, because I'm, like, never doing anything that's, like, you know, where I would need, like, a dress like that. But at the same time, I'm like, it's better to have it. Because you never know. And, like, what if one day I just feel like being, like, dressed up and I'm like, I'm just going to go out in this. Like, you never know. Like,
You know what I always say? My favorite day is
what day?
everybody's birthday. It's every day.
I love that.
Everybody has a birthday. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you could wear it on your birthday.
Yes.
There you go.
I like that. I like that. So, yeah. What made you, well, I guess you kind of said that it's kind of like the vision in your head, but did you ever stray from that vision at all? Like, were you just like, this was the kind of idea that I wanted, but then once you actually started making it, did you like pivot at all? Were you always like, I want this orange dress, or were you like, it was different in my head before I started like looking for the fabrics and I was like, that one spoke to me?
No. Sorry. Type A personality here. No, I said what I said. No, I love Pinterest. So I will Pinterest board a concept till no end. And so it may change in that, like, but they all kind of look the same. It just like maybe the length is a little higher in the front, or I'm like, oh, I actually like this, so I'm going to add this on the side. But like the full concept of like tulle and sheer and orange and being big and, in your face, that never changed. Yeah, that never changed. And orange is my favorite color, so yeah.
That was my favorite color growing up. I was like an orange girl, like so hard. And then I got to high school and all of a sudden it was just like, I like purple now. My mom was like, what happened? And I was like, I honestly don't know.
I went through like phases with colors. Like growing up, I hated pink. Now everything in my house is pink.
I can't even
Yeah.
imagine
Your
you
hair
not
is
liking
pink.
I know. It wasn't until like, I don't know, like a few years ago that I was just like, you know what? I really, really like pink. And I'm not joking when I say everything in my house is pink. Like I purposely was like, I want a pink couch. I want pink sheets. I want pink chairs. I want pink everything. Like in all shades of pink. Like I could do neon pink, Barbie pink, pastel pink, any pink. But I'm also really into orange right now too. Like I have I just got a
Not the one thing orange in her house.
it's actually my purse. I'm buying a lot of orange purses.
So we're expanding a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit. I have decided my next place cannot just be pink. It's pink
I love the growth.
pink and orange.
Sherbert.
And
Sherbert. She's
just, like,
Sherbert.
very pastel, like blues. I want it to be very like 60s. So maybe
Okay.
not pastels. I don't know. We gonna see. I haven't moved into it yet, so.
But you're planning it, so it's happening. Okay.
Yeah, orange. Orange is a good one.
But the funny thing is, like, pink and then orange are, like, kind of next to each other.
Yeah,
so you're
they
like,
are.
it's all right. You're inching away from pink.
Well,
I got it.
when I went to my hair lady in between a time when I was pink and pink again, I was like, oh, I want to do something completely different. Let's do peach. She was like, I mean, it kind of looks like what you have now.
Yeah. Let's do peach. I'm done. It's just pink faded. Got it.
Yeah.
I remember that too because you texted me and you're like, I changed my hair. It's no longer pink. And she sends me the photo and I'm like,
But you know what? And I also recently was like, I want to do some, it's a little bit more faded now, but it was a reddish pink. So I showed my hair lady. I'm like, she's like, I mean, it looks pretty similar to what you have. I'm like,
I
it's red.
appreciate-
I don't know what you're talking about.
I appreciate you knowing your tones and shades. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. Attention to detail.
I feel like actually with colors, like one of the iconic things about you is your red hair. I feel like you always have like the red hair and I love it.
Yeah, I've been red. Oh my gosh, probably for the last 5-6 years, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I will never change my hair color. I love that. Not until I'm old lady, and I go gray. It is gonna go from red to gray. Like, I'll know that I need to go gray when my hair, like, I dye it and it's just like fire engine red, and I'm like, oh, we gray now because it's just picking up like the red so easily. So yeah, when I'm old and gray, then I'll change the color. But again, I've seen some old ladies with some red hair and they look bomb. So
You're like, maybe not.
I might be in my casket like,
Same.
What, with the pink
with the
hair?
pink hair. Peach, maybe.
Maybe peach, maybe a little redder. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel before I die, I guess.
I'm done.
We'll see.
Do you have like a favorite song of yours? Like, do you have, I mean, there's a lot to choose from, but do you have a favorite song of yours?
I don't know. I have like each song I make is my new favorite song.
I feel that.
Like every new song, I'm like, ooh, you did that. They don't even know. So I ain't released it yet. But for the people who haven't heard the album that's not out yet, I'm going to say Lotus Flower.
Okay.
Lotus Flower because I feel like, again, there's always a transitioning happening. But that song, I wrote it from a perspective like of talking to my younger self, or not even younger self, just like my old self, and then also talking to my future self. And kind of like telling my old self, like, you know, you deserve better. You deserve like to be loved. You deserve to be cherished and to choose yourself. You don't have to lose yourself. And then to my older self, kind of like thanking them, like, thank you for getting me to where we are. I don't know where we are, but thank you for getting me there. Thank you for teaching me to let go of fear and all of those things. So lotus flower. And I don't know, most people do know, some people don't, but lotus flowers like grow through like underwater, through mud, and then they blossom and bloom. And so such is life.
I love that.
Do you have any like advice that you would give to any like independent artists starting out?
Yeah, I feel like anytime I'm asked this question, I always say the same thing. Keep your records. Like, keep your files, get your files, do your paperwork. Everybody is not your friend. A kiki, a ha, that's cool. What's the splits? Know your splits, know your publishing, get your paperwork done. If it's uncomfortable, push past it. Just do what you have to do, because at the end of the day, you know, we're all like striving. Some people are struggling. Some people are, you know, succeeding in areas. But when it comes to money, people change. When it comes to money and what they think fame is, people change, and they don't understand humility, you know. So it's just like you have to make sure that you are on your P's and Q's, dot your I's, cross your T's. Like, if anything, the music industry has made me more of a businesswoman than anything. Like, I don't play when it comes to my music, because it's me, you know, it's my heart and my soul. So I would just say, you know, unless people are just like, I'm just having fun. Yeah, that's cool. But if it hits the charts, it won't be fun if you don't have your stuff together.
That's true.
You know, then you're going to feel slighted. Like, I should have done this, and you don't know. So know the business, do the business, be about your business, you know.
That's some good advice. I've never heard anyone say that before, but it's so true. Because when I first started, I was like doing everything myself, so I didn't really have to worry so much about that. But now I've been like starting to work with a lot more producers and stuff, and I've kind of just been like, okay, what exactly am I supposed to be like keeping? I'm like, I need a record of like what's going on here, you know, because you just never know, especially if they're people that you haven't even met, or with like social media and everything. Like, these might be people that you never even meet in person. Like, the producer that I work with right now, I've never met him, but we have a really good relationship business-wise. So, yeah.
Yeah, just as long the thing is that I feel like if you want longevity, if you want team, and you want to make sure that your people are solid, you gotta let them show you they're solid. So what that W-9 look like? I mean, serious, because it's a business, and at the end of the day, they're gonna do what they need to do, work with multiple different artists, but it's your craft, it's your thing. Like, you have just your thing. They have especially producers and engineers and all of that. They work with so many different people that they have an outlet to get money in so many different ways. But as an artist, this is your money, like your craft and your thing. So it's important to just kind of like make sure you have all of the paperwork and everything in line, because you never know, you know?
Yeah. What about for artists? So like, to kind of piggyback off of that, if you're an artist who doesn't even know, like, where would you start to figure out, like, these are the type of things that I need to get in order to make sure that I am protected in this space?
I mean, a good Google search. No. Sorry. My bad. No, but I'm serious. Like, a good Google search. Because it's like, just standard. You want to make sure you have a hard drive. You want to make sure that you do the splits and make sure they sign it, you know, because it's like, if the song takes off or you put it out and you start getting revenue and they come back and they go, well, I wrote 2 lines out of that song, and you didn't talk about splits, you didn't talk about who gets what and how it goes and all of that, they could sue you and win, you know. But if it's done in the beginning, everything's fine. And also, if you're paying for studio time, you need to like make sure that you have those receipts too, like taxes. Like, let's like, it's business, people. Like, you know. So it's just like, if anything, I would say this first, ABC 101, like, If you're going to the studio, you should not leave the studio without your session. Have your session. You're not signed to a label. No one owns it but you. So you should have your session. Producers and engineers will look at you funny because they're like, oh, you know, it's not a, oh, like you can't have it. It's, oh, you know what you're doing. So do it. You know, that's my first thing I would say. Make sure you have your full session. You need your stems.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of good
Really
information.
insightful.
Yeah.
Especially for newer artists and
Yeah,
artists
because
that
I
just
didn't
don't
know. I didn't know. And then I was like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, they're being mean to me. Because I'm green and I'm giggly and they think I'm dumb. I'm not dumb no more.
Yeah, you're like, I know my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
You have to. It's like, you just have to protect yourself.
So talk to us a little bit about your song, Pull Up. That's going to be the song that you are performing for us today.
Yes. So Pull Up. I released that, was it 2021? Yeah, 21. I released Pull Up in 2021. And believe it or not, it's a freestyle.
What?
wow.
It's a freestyle. I called my producer, RJ, and I was like, I'm going to the studio. I just need to fix like a song, but bring your laptop, bring the beats. Like, I want to hear what you have. And I like to do top lines. So I just like load up the beat, go in there and just try to do something. We'll piece it together and then I'll format the song or write it later. But if I can write it right then and there, I'll do that. So with Pull Up, if I thought that process was going to go like that, like it was just going to be a top line and then I'll just leave the studio and do it later. But I love that process because it showed me that I can just sing from my heart or like write off the dome, you know? So it was fun because I can see myself now in the studio and I'm like, no, start it over. Start over again. Okay, I think this is it. I got it. And my producer, RJ, like, when it was finished, he was like, yo. He was like, we got to fix some parts, but yo. Yes. So it's just like those little confident moments. Like, for me, it is like, okay, all right, I can freestyle. I'm not a rapper, but, you know.
That's amazing. Yeah. I don't feel like I hear a lot about like artists freestyling on their tracks very often. So like,
yeah, I mean,
like, okay.
You know what? I remember talking to a producer and him telling me like, relax into a song. Like, you don't have to fill up all of the space of a track. Like, relax into a song. And so during that time I was practicing that, like, okay, like allow myself to really breathe or give space. I want to come in differently than how I normally do just to create a different sound, but also just to kind of like, I don't know, just test myself, you know, to kind of see what I can do. And it's pretty awesome when you just allow yourself to kind of just play and it not be like maybe so serious in a sense. And then, yeah, Pull Up happened. Plus whatever came out is what was happening in my head.
Yeah.
So, I was going to pull up on somebody, and then I was like, you better be at home. And so that's what happened. Yeah.
Dang, all right. Well, let's hop on over there and hear you sing it live.
Okay. Thank you.
I've been only trying to tell you how I feel. And every time you say you hear me, you're not here. You make us wanna put it on me. The thing you are, oh love. I like it with you, baby. I wanna give it to you. Give it to you. Give it to you.
It is so good to like hear you sing. You were amazing. Oh my gosh.
Thank
10
out of 10. Thank you.
I feel like I've gotten the pleasure of like getting to hear you sing multiple times live, and every single time I'm always just like, girl.
Oh, thank you. That means so much. Thank you so much.
Because you really like, I feel it when you sing. Like you really pour all of your emotion into it, and also your voice is just like honestly angelic. And I'm like, goals.
Oh, stop.
Really good.
It was so good. Oh, you're making me cry. Oh, thank you. That means a lot. It really does. I mean, because, you know, artists, we're hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, we want to produce art, you know, and for it to be received well and appreciated. So thank you. I appreciate you having me and listening to me.
Of course. Thank you for coming onto the show.
Yes,
and
thank
being
you
vulnerable
so
with
much.
us.
This has been amazing. Give me some popcorn and a pink purse. Okay. Popcorn and a pink purse.
Well, before you go, please let us know like where we can find you, plug yourself. We want to be able to listen to all of your magic.
Yes, so all my social media is Breazelle, Breazelle. And, you know, the latest single I have out right now is Don't Blame Me. The music video's out. And I'm finishing up an album right now. Yeah, it's very different from the music that I've put out before. And I'm really proud of it. I was listening to it on the way here. I need to like get in the zone sometimes when I'm about to do, you know, some stuff. So just kind of like remind myself of like where I'm at and where I'm going, like what my goals are. Yeah. And I'm really excited that I'm finishing up the album. That's what's coming. And I'm so excited to do visuals too. So
I cannot wait. Do you have like do you know your release date yet?
No.
TBD. I'll just have to
No,
wait.
you know what I'm gonna do? I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna invite you. I'm gonna do a listening party because I feel like I have like all these ideas and the songs that I want to do. I want people to vote like what they feel like should go on an album.
Wow.
You know, that would be fun. You know, just kind of like, no, I like that one. And y'all can argue about it. It's fine.
Dude, that's gonna be so cool. I feel exclusive.
It's always exclusive over here. What do you mean? So funny.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show today.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching and listening to Behind the Lines. If you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and give it a like, share it with your friends, and listen to Breazelle's music. Like, why are you still here? Go listen. She already told you where to go. Okay. Until next time, thanks for taking a peek into our universe. Keep seeking out the stories behind the music.
Because the magic doesn't only happen on stage, but also behind the lines.
Bye, guys.
I'm gonna pull up.